our first match of the day, Socke versus TaeJa. It's gonna be a best of 3. I'm not sure about the maps exactly, but yeah, as I said, 6 best of 3s. My mic is not very loud. Okay, gonna try to bring it closer. Let me know about the sound all the time. If you can give me updates, I can try to make it sound better. The quality of the stream will not be all that great because my internet is not super powerful, but I'll do my best to make those games as entertaining as possible. We have TaeJa starting in the bottom left-hand corner, playing for Team Liquid as the blue Terran. His opponent, the German player Socke, who won a vote. There was a vote to know who was going to play from which country, with 2 Germans, I believe, that were TLO and Socke. Socke representing Team Alternate, playing as the Red Protoss. And TaeJa, he just played in the Team Story Cup versus Millennium, actually, and I believe he did beat TaeJa1 and lost to 4GG, I think it was. So we know his Terran versus Terran is pretty good. I'm assuming he's pretty good versus Protoss, but he's against Socke, a multiple German EPS champion who has a lot of build orders and who has been showing quite some strength versus Terran as well. I mean, in the Intel Extreme Masters, he played very well, although he lost to a couple of Terrans. He did beat a few. He beat Yoda. He was one of the only players to beat Yoda in Katowice. So should be a pretty close match here. TaeJa is actually going to open with a pretty quick gas here at 13, whereas Socke going for the standard gas 15. Just 1 gas so far, no second one. Guys, if you want to give me some feedback about the sound or anything, it's on IRC channel Millennium EN. I think if you open the link that I posted on Facebook or Twitter, you should have the chat somewhere on the left or right, and you can join in pretty quickly. And Socke is actually going for a second assimilator before the cybernetics core here, so this is a bit unusual here. He's going to be mining a lot of gas right from the start. He didn't choose to go for a scout early on. And same thing for TaeJa. TaeJa is going for a quick Reaper here. He might end up just going for a command center behind this. He's still mining gas quite heavily, but I would suspect a command center followed by a factory maybe out of him, which is one of the new variant of the MVP build that Terrans have been doing, where you basically replace the reactor that you get first before getting a command center with a Reaper. But then again, it could be a number of things. Okay, he's actually still going to go for the reactor before that. We should see a command center being thrown down shortly here. Socke, he's going for a very quick mothership core as well as a stalker. He has started warp gate as well. He's gonna go for the 3rd pylon before he nexus here, so he might still go for a pretty quick Stargate or a Twilight behind this, because he's mining a lot of gas. And the Reaper is gonna get in there, just has the stalker and the mothership core come out. Gonna try to get 1 kill maybe, but the mothership core comes out and it's gonna be able to chase it away. The Reaper might fall. Oh, this is huge. If it dies, the Reaper gets away with 4 hit points here, and is going to regenerate the entirety of its hit points. Most likely TaeJa sees the stalker move out. He's gonna try to counterattack. Wow, such a ballsy move. He's right next to those units. Now he knows he's going to get counterattacked by this. He's gonna be pumping out a lot of Marines. He just has to leave 1 or 2 Marines in this bunker and bring the rest into his main. Was he to get counterattacked? Just attacked by this mothership core, I guess. He's gonna pull back now. I think he did see there was a second stalker and he saw the probe coming down there. He's expecting a nexus being thrown down by Socke. And Socke might be able to do some damage to this depot here if he chooses to. He has to be careful with his mothership core. We have 4 Marines out by the base of TaeJa. TaeJa going for a mine behind this. He's gonna repair the supply depot here. He shouldn't take too much damage out of this. And we have the Stargate on the way here by Socke. So we might see some Oracle play, which TaeJa has no idea about here. He cannot scout it because there is a stalker up the ramp of Socke. And yeah, Socke is gonna have to pull back here. He might try to do some more damage to his Marines, almost killing one of them, but barely not. Socke is overextending here a little bit. He has to be careful. Those Marines might run in there. They could have actually done even more damage to this mothership core, even if he loses 3 Marines, as long as he kills the mothership core. If he can drop behind his some mines, the new mothership core might not have enough energy to have a photon overcharge, but TaeJa is not going to risk it. He wants to play it safe. He saved all of his Marines. He burrowed 1 Widow Mine by his wall, and he's going to take the Medivacs behind this. First Oracle is out. He's going to go around, well, actually, doing quite a bit of a race here by Socke's expansion. I think it should be headed for TaeJa's base pretty soon here. TaeJa, he's on 2 bases, he's on 27 SCVs to 28 probes, and he's going to be in a great position economy-wise. I mean, he's on 1300 income against only 700 for Socke. Socke, he's not been making probes very consistently here. He definitely needs to be chrono boosting some of those. Socke going for the forge behind this. That's very standard. When you go for 1 or 2 oracle like this, you want to put on some aggression with them. You do not want to have to use them for detection. So going for the forge is going to allow him to make some cannons if he wants to have to detect inside of his mineral lines against those mines. I think this would be a mistake to go with only the 2 oracles. Now he should wait for 1 or 2 phoenix so that he can use Envision and lift those mines. But it does look like he might try to get in there. He's going to detect now and see the first mine. He's going to go around it. He's going to go on the other side of the mineral line of TaeJa, and he's going to start killing SCVs left and right. Already killing 7 in this game. A Viking is going to have to say something about this, but a couple Marines here might be able to deny these oracles from doing any more. Oh, Socke is being a little bit greedy here. He's going to lose one of these oracles. He's going to lose both of these oracles. The mines actually... Where is it? It's like burrowed somewhere in there. Look, you can't even see it. That's really sick. He's just right below those SCVs. Very well done here by TaeJa, placing that mine in a stealth position. Going to be able to detonate on one of those oracles. And yeah, Socke having lost both of these oracles. I mean, he's killed 9 SCVs, but it's not all that much. The worker count right now, 41 for Socke, 33 for TaeJa, who's going to start a 3rd command center just at about the 9th minute on his 3rd base, not even his natural. TaeJa, he's made extra add-ons in preparation for his barracks. I think he wants to go for a very Molder-heavy composition since he's gone for 2 tech labs. And TaeJa's moving across the map before his medivacs even are out. The first medivac just came out. He's going to burrow one of those mines at the 3rd base of Socke to try and delay it a bit. And I like this by Socke. Couple phoenixes here on patrol. The problem is that he really has a low unit count as far as army goes. He's on 20 army supply, but 8 of this supply is in phoenixes. So he's only going to have 2 stalkers, 2 sentries, and 1 zealot. If he was to get attacked at his expansion, he might take a lot of damage. Look at TaeJa, he's doing the same. These guys right now really trying to play a safe style of macro play. Oh, Socke actually just added 2 gates. I really like that. He's going for charge and armor upgrades. Very standard. After playing Stargate, you always see players going very gate heavy, going for the Twilight play into Templar Archives. Okay, Socke scanned in the main here. He saw the Twilight, he saw the extra gates. I think he's going to be able to guess that we have charge lots. Oh, did he see? He saw the phoenixes. I think he's going to have to drop here if he does not want to lose this medivac filled with units. He's just trying to get away. Oh my god, those medivacs are so fast. The phoenixes pretty much gave up at this point. They stopped for some time. They're going to try to chase, but the Marines do land. And TaeJa is not going to be aware that there is those phoenixes, so he does not have to drop anymore. He knows that Socke invested very heavily into those phoenixes and that dropping will pretty much be suicide at this point. So he's just going to be basically playing his own macro game with a defensive style for the moment. He knows he has a 3rd much earlier than Socke because he has the 1 mine on Socke's 3rd base. He only has to make lots of bioforces and just basically attack before Socke's 3rd finishes. Was he to ever start it? But Socke is going to go into Templar himself. I don't think TaeJa... TaeJa didn't see it, but he should be expecting it. I'm surprised he hasn't made a Ghost Academy just yet. He's not... At least he's not pumping out Vikings, trying to blindly counter Colossi. But yeah, he's definitely going to need some Ghost. Okay, there we go. Ghost Academy does go down behind the natural of TaeJa. And Socke is not really making too much happen right now. He's playing very defensively. He hasn't started a 3rd base. He's getting +2 armor for his ground units. He hasn't started Storm, which is a bit surprising to be honest. He's made some Archons. Socke is really afraid of attacks out of his opponent right now. He does not want to risk dying, but the problem is that he's going to fall very far behind as far as tech and economy go. Socke did scout the 3rd base of TaeJa with an hallucination just now. He's going to be trying to take a 3rd. He has to demine the field first. And TaeJa is gearing up for maybe a big attack or a big drop. Which Socke... I mean, Socke has only been preparing for this his entire life, basically. He's leaving units everywhere. He has a Templar here, no Storm, but a couple of feedbacks can be used. And TaeJa is going to move into the third of Socke right now. If he can't get a cancel on that third base, oh, he could have, I think. Could have just get a couple minutes, but he's going to engage. Socke engaging right now into that huge force of TaeJa. TaeJa started stepping really nicely. Socke realizes he has to fall back. He has no AoE, no Colossus, no Storm. Socke is actually going to Colossus behind this. So although he already has the Templar Archive, he's only going to use it for one Archon, one Templar in the main ready to feed back, and he's going to go straight into Colossus. And I think this might be okay, although he's very far, well, he's not very far behind on supply just yet, but he's going to fall in a minute. Against, I mean, TaeJa is just going to start pumping out way too much unit for Socke here, and that's why you want to put pressure on, but having Colossi on the way against this Ghost is going to be great, because TaeJa is not expecting this, he's not making any Vikings. If Socke can make, say, 2 to 3 or even 4 Colossus, and TaeJa is not ready, Socke might be able to win a big fight. So Socke is going to start the first Colossus. Now look how he's placed his production, the very important tech facilities here. Oh, TaeJa playing it very risky here. He has a lot of army, but doesn't mean he has to attack like crazy into Socke. And I'm actually surprised Socke has been able to keep up so much regarding supply next to TaeJa. I mean, TaeJa, he took his third so much earlier than Socke. We have 165 supply right now, 104 army supply to 86. Socke might most likely use Photon Overcharge. No, he does not. He's gonna go into those units. One first Time War being used, no second one. EMP was used on the Mothership Core. Everything is dying for Socke. There was just too much army supply for TaeJa. His 2-1 upgrades against the 1-2 of Socke, and GG is called. TaeJa takes this first game of this first series in this Gigabyte Cup, qualifier. And I think we can take a look at the bracket quickly, because some of you might not have seen it just yet. So I'm gonna go onto the website and try to link or just show you guys the brackets. We're gonna play pretty much, I guess, a third of the games today. We're gonna play the upper part. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna play these 4 games and then those 2 quarterfinals. So we have 6 best of 3s that are going to be played today. Our first game, Socke versus TaeJa. Second game will be Pult versus Cozy User, and then we should play these games. So I think we will have a short break, and then we'll be right back with the next game.